Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese episode 609. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Matt, we return to Doom this week, but this time we're ranking it on a different list. The main list, not the Game of the Year list, not the Game of the Year list, but the list. Doom finally comes home. Are you excited to rank this one?
Uh, yeah. Yeah, let's just say yeah.
Before we dive into it, I'm curious, what video game have you spent the most amount of time playing via remote play?
Remote play. It's
Yeah,
not much, and it's probably Fallout 4.
that's a good answer. Fallout 4 is probably a good remote play game. I did a bit of FF14, but I spent a lot of time playing Doom on remote play when we gave it Game of the Year that year.
I love that your two remote play options are probably two of the worst. Twitchy first-person shooter and Final Fantasy 14 having the UI that it has on a small device. I can't imagine.
14 kind of worked though. I don't know why or how, but for doing like small quests and stuff like that, like I played through a good bit of the
Okay.
first chunk of A Realm Reborn remote play.
I
I don't know that I'd want to do it now, but
yeah, I'm 2 expansions in. I haven't played it for a couple of months, but I could not imagine playing on the small screen.
I've done worse, I suppose. But yeah, Doom also worked really well on Vita remote play at the time. I don't know how it is now, but actually I do, because I part of my playthrough for this time I played over xCloud on my phone. Uh,
That native
Not ideal.
hotness, though. That's all. It's all on a Microsoft. That's a Microsoft server you're playing off of, buddy.
It is, but I ended up going back to console, and then I ended up going back to console. We'll talk more about that later on. Let's take a look at the details of the video game as we always do every week. Doom, developed by id Software, published by Bethesda Softworks, released first on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC May 13th, 2016. Back of the box reads, Fight like hell. The Union Aerospace Corporation's facility on Mars is overwhelmed by demons. Only one person stands between their world and ours. As the Doom Marine, you're here to do one thing: kill them all. Then we've got 3 screenshots with the call out text here. Intense single player, brutally fast, destructive guns and upgrades, relentless demons. Second title here. Fast-paced multiplayer, arena combat, player customization, unique modes, playable demons, and near limitless gameplay. Download new game experiences or create your own with SnapMap. And there you have it. There's Doom. We've talked a lot about Doom on this podcast. We gave it Game of the Year in 2016. Was that 2020 that we did Game of the Year? We talked a lot
Sounds
about Doom
right.
then. This game is sort of like, we probably should have done this next year, shouldn't we? 10th anniversary of the game, end of the podcast.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna rank Doom today.
No,
That's what we're gonna do
I was gonna say we just play Doom Eternal out of order. It's fine.
on its 9th anniversary. No. So, but we're revisiting it today to add it to the list. Why now? Why today?
I mean, I think the answer's obvious. The Dark Ages are around the corner.
Did you specifically want to give this another run through before Dark Ages? And
I
were you intending to do so had we not done this podcast?
I don't know if I would have played all the way through. I think I would have touched it a little bit
Yeah.
beforehand though, just to get back into it. This is not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. But what it would have been awesome was to then follow this up with the Doom Eternal, and then finally do the Ancient Gods run that I still have not completed,
Oh, I forgot about that.
and then be ready to
I never
go.
touched that at all.
The only thing about that DLC, man, it was just like, I hope you remember how to play the game, and I hope you remember how to play the game where we left you off at level 12.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're one battle. You remember everything, right? Okay, here we go. Level 14.
Yeah, that would be hard. That's a bummer because that DLC looked cool. I don't know why I never went back to it. Well, maybe I know why. We'll dive into it in this one. So we're doing Doom 2016. Why are we not doing Doom 1993?
I don't know.
Well,
That's a
you
great point.
kind of specifically didn't want to do Doom this season, right? Like,
Oh well, going back to yeah, sure, yes, yeah. A lot of this list for me has softly come off the inspiration of Doom as a video game itself. I guess it would have broken that. I guess,
yeah,
yeah.
I think. Do you think this fits in with the other selections you've made, though?
Yes, first person shooter. Another one of those. Yeah, another one of those.
Speaking about your enjoyment of the game this time around specifically, were you worried returning to it, knowing how high we've held this game for almost a decade?
I'm worried in the sense of like me like not liking it. No, it was a matter of like how much of this is like nostalgia now because it's been 9 years, probably since a true playthrough of this game, and just how much am I gonna like it again? Like I knew I was gonna like it. I knew I was gonna have fun. It was just a matter of how much.
And Doom Eternal, you like that when you came to appreciate the movement system, the changes they made?
Yes.
Where do you stand on that overall? You're still like,
I haven't really revisited it since attempting to play the Ancient Gods at some point after its release. I had parts 1 and 2 already downloaded before I even tried touching it. I still like that game a lot. I like um the cyclical nature of the combat of like managing your
yeah,
ammo and your health. It's like a system within a system. Like it's like a meta system within a whole system of things. Um yeah, like the whole point of that when you go and watch the developer commentaries is like it was intended to keep people moving in the arenas. Which I mean,
for sure.
if you're playing at a high level, if you're playing 2016 at a high level, you're probably not standing still anyway. But they've talked about they really saw data and stuff like that. So yeah, so I liked how Internal tied all that together.
Yeah, I remember playing through it, really liking Eternal, but also feeling like I struggled with the balance. I like the loop as you described it for sure, and I like it conceptually. I don't know that I always love the act of doing it. Only because I think for me, I refused to change with the game at times. You know what I mean? I got there by the end of playing Eternal. Um, and then I went back, I tried to replay Eternal a second time. I think because my goal was let me replay Eternal. And this is before even the Dark Ages was announced. I was like, let me replay Eternal and go through the Ancient Gods. And I just stopped partway through that game replaying it. Not, I don't know. We probably had something come up for the podcast that took precedent, or I just was like, I played this before. Let me play something new. I don't know. So, well, let's dive into Doom 2016. Was this your first Doom game? Playing it in 2016.
Front to back, yeah. I mean, I probably touched Doom 1 and 2 in different ways. Doom 1 probably a bit more extensively, but never finished it. But yeah, from front to back, this is my first proper Doom game from what I remember.
No, same. I played Doom 1 prior to this, but not all the way through, and I played Doom 3, but not all the way through because they did a PS3 release of Doom 3 that I picked up at some point, and I played that I don't remember finishing it on PS3. I don't think I did. Um, and then I think prior to this, there was like a Bethesda sale or a QuakeCon sale or something on Steam. So I picked up like the suite of all of these things. So I would like poke at them, but never like finish Doom properly um, until after this. So yeah, this was the first one I finished beginning to end. Um, is this the first one that had a memorable story to you? Because that, I think, besides some of the combat changes, is one of the key differences in this.
I mean, without really seeing much of 3, still, probably even to this day,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, the first one is just a wall of text that you're in, right? If you even get the wall of text, I don't even remember how that game starts.
I think no, you're just in it, but you can go look for. I think the attract mode plays text, and then yeah, there's stuff you can. Obviously, they had a huge story bible they wrote, but it wasn't necessarily in the game where
Yeah.
you're stopping, you're being held back from progressing, so you can hear some character give a monologue or that kind of stuff. Do you typically care about story in a game like this?
It depends how much. It depends, I think. I think I come to a certain expectation with certain games. Like, I think probably going into this one, I didn't expect much, especially playing the demo. Because remember, I think I played the demo first before playing the full game. And I was like, whoa, love the fact that Doomslayer just tosses that thing aside. After, like, starting to
Right,
hear,
right,
I'm
right.
like, all right, I know what we're doing here. So I think that kind of set the expectation of like the story's gonna take a backseat. Um, and I think just the way certain games are, I think I just have different expectations. Like Call of Duty, like I'm here for the gameplay loop and the dumb story about how some Eastern European country is or doing something, right?
Yeah,
And the action set pieces. But like this, the less the story kind of gets in my way, the better almost.
yeah. And I noticed that playing this time around, especially like I did not want any story, and I wanted to skip all the cutscenes, especially on a replay. I was like, why am I not able to mash through this stuff? Um, I I do remember the first time playing this, liking that we were getting a bit more context, and it was exciting to see like what all of it could mean. And now that we're at the Dark Ages, I'm like definitely appreciative of kind of everything kind of being looped together with the Doomslayer and like this whole backstory they've built up in this trilogy of games. But I think from a gameplay perspective, I do think the like unskippable cutscenes and the like slowdown stuff does kind of get in the way. However, the character attitude towards certain things that happen to slow things down, like all of that works in a way that I don't know. It feels like the character's right there with you in the sense of like, yeah, I don't care. Like I'm gonna take in as much as I need to. Um, and I think that extends throughout the story, the gameplay, but the also like the exploration of the game, finding secrets and stuff. Like it's all generally optional. Like some of it you happen on by mistake. Some of it you're kind of like led there, but what you do with it's what you do with it. I don't know. Who do you define as the Doom? How do you define the Doom Slayer? What's your?
The dude that wants to
Do you
kill.
care about? You care about the Doom Slayer as a character? Are you like
I
invested in
mean,
the lore?
yes, and I like the lore you kind of get tossed your way is cool because it just it adds up to just him being like this weird mythical god of sorts, which is just
Yeah,
it's kind of its own thing. Um, what I do like though, is this game, especially Eternal, leans more into some of that stuff, the cutscenes and
yeah,
such. But like in both of these games, in this since the reboot, like you can put as much effort into learning the backstory as you kind of want to. Like you can pick up the UAC log that has the description page 5 of the Doomslayer, and you can never read it. You can just keep going, and it's just another checkbox on the collectibles for that level.
Yeah.
Or you can sit there and read pages and pages and pages of stuff, either as it comes to you, or if you just like, let me just read today for some reason when you boot up a Doom game, you can read the whole novel probably by the time you're at the end of the game of everything about the Doomslayer and all the demons and the locales and stuff like that. So it's
Did you
kind
do
of
a
like,
lot of that?
I feel like my first playthrough I did, kind of knowing some of the stuff from Eternal, I felt like, I don't really need it per se, or necessarily want it. I would probably say.
Yeah.
But yeah, like yes, there are cutscenes, but really there are a handful of cutscenes, really.
Yeah, there's not many. No.
And yeah, besides that, like yeah, you're reading for your lore, but like it's one of those things you put in as much effort as you're gonna get out of it as much effort you put into it. So like, I'm not expecting to gain much of the lore without like putting in a little bit of effort. But it's not like Destiny 2, or sorry, not Destiny. It's not like Destiny 1, where like if I wanted to find it, it's just not even there.
It's not. Yeah, that's fair. If you could describe this game in one word that isn't chess, what would it be?
Slayer.
All right, that's good. That's...
I don't.
You win.
I don't know what else to.
The only one that comes to mind for me is like fast.
Yeah,
Even when
that's a
it's
good one.
not, it still feels like it is. But yeah. Did you spend much time looking for the aforementioned secrets?
I
in
did.
the
I
game
probably spent
this
like
time around.
again.
Nice.
Yeah, this is my first playthrough on PC. So I really didn't
Oh,
have like
okay.
any of the check marks on, like, not that I care about Steve achievements the same way I care about like a platinum trophy, but it was nice kind of
Yeah.
seeing them pop again as I was collecting stuff. Um,
So you played first on PS4,
yes,
and then since then you've replayed it on PS4, or not replayed this at all? Have you not touched this
I
since
really
2016?
haven't replayed it at all, probably. And maybe I
Dang.
touched it before Eternal, but I don't remember a huge playthrough.
I know for a fact. So this time around, I was gonna start Raw on Xbox because I've never played it on Xbox before, and I did, but and this is where, having played through this game and then the sequel, going back to this game, did you have that this time at the beginning? Like, I felt like I was so slow. I was like barely moving in this game.
Slow, not necessarily. I felt like I was lacking movement though with the
Yes.
single
Well, you don't get
jump.
the double jump till, yeah,
Right. And that
yes.
was like once I got the double jump, I was like, this all right, I feel at home again almost. But yeah,
I
the
felt
single
better, but I still felt like I like wanted to sprint and couldn't sprint. You know what I mean? Like it just felt sluggish a bit. So I went in and I messed with like all I the one thing I realized was like, okay, the last time I played this was on PC, so I was used to like way wide FOV and like just
mm-hmm.
all the different settings, like a lot faster response time from the so I like upped all those meters in the settings and it felt a little bit better, but it still just like wasn't there. So I ended up going back to my PS4 save and picking up where I left off, not left off, like starting from the chapter select on that. Like I jumped ahead a few missions past where I was or where I'd gotten in the Xbox version just to like get a feel for it. Like, is it? And I was like, okay, this feels better. And I looked at my settings. I'm like, is it something I had there? Is it just I don't know. Um, I still don't have a good answer, but I ended up playing the rest of it on PS4 just because I was there. I noticed though, when I booted my save, I had not touched that game on PS4 since it's like November of 2016, like right before we did Game
I
of the
was gonna say
Year.
that sounds like a game of the year.
Yeah. So I did that. But I remember playing it on PC at some point. I played through I don't know when I would have done it, but yeah, I did that. And I remember like going from PS4 to that felt like the upgrade I had been waiting for. Like that changed everything. Um, to the point that I'm scared to play Dark Ages on Xbox and not on PCs.
Ah,
I don't know what to do there. I know, but I'm like, ah, man, do I need to go down the dark hole again? I don't know what to do with that. Um, to that end, though, it did start to feel better once I got further in the game, like because I was really like, whoa, dude, maybe I don't like this game as much as I thought I did. Like it really scared me at first. Did you have something similar going back to this, or were you like, nope, this feels rad all the way through?
I was having a grand old time, except I was like, why can I
Cool.
only jump one time? And I was like, I feel like I get boots
Yeah.
later. I feel like I
Okay.
can double jump at some point. Maybe the boots come later. And then, yeah, like third mission and fourth mission, you get them or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I feel at home.
Yeah, I do back to the secrets, like I remember on my Steam or PC, wherever I played it, I did enjoy looking for more secrets and things like that. I never like went back through and did the like 100% completion run. I don't know that I need to. I don't know. But uh, it's a fun enough game to play that I
Mm.
could, you know what I mean? Like nothing.
The only thing is, like, once you get into the collectathon mode, like, sometimes you have already cleared out. You got your 5 weapon score,
Yeah.
and there's, like, no demons left. And you're just, like, kind of just running around this map aimlessly looking for that duct or that lever or whatever. Um,
Yeah. It
That's
gets
the
kind of
only thing about
boring.
the 100% collect. If like you kept going through areas, and the occasional you wrap around the corner and like a demon pops out or something like that, but it's never like a pull the what's it, the gorge when you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's never an encounter like that. That's like in waves and specific timings of demons popping out and multiple ones, and yeah, it's not like that.
Do you remember much of like secrets in Eternal?
No, not at this point.
And I don't remember it being handled the same way, but I might
Well,
just
there was
be.
different stuff though. Like there was the blood punch that unblocked that had like the cracks in the walls that you would use to open walls there.
That's right. Right,
There was a
right.
lot more platforming type things in that game where like if you double jumped and made a left, or like you
Yeah.
double jumped and kind of leaned left, you would get a ledge that you could then jump right and kind of go. There was a lot more of that kind of stuff.
And that game had more like character upgrade options, I think.
I think so because of the blood punch and the chainsaw. I don't know if it went too much further though than what like this game does, to be honest. But I
I
could be
can't remember.
misremembering.
Uh, what's your go-to weapon?
What enemy do I have in front of me? Like that's
Oh.
kind of how I play this. I would say probably the most used one this run was the plasma rifle, especially
Mhm.
with the fully upgraded AOE charge. Um,
So, real quick, can we talk about upgrades just in case someone's not played this
yeah,
game? Like, what are the weapon upgrades in this? How do they work? Why do we need them?
Yeah, so so as you collect weapons and you'll get them, you can actually skip it. Like if you look around hard enough, you might find a weapon, maybe a level or two before you should. But anyway, as you collect weapons, um, you'll see that there are two different upgrade paths for them, and that kind of deals like your alternate fire. So good example is the first one you get the shotgun. The shotgun there is if you on PC is a right click. It's it L2 on
L2 and then
or a left
yeah.
trigger or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
it's like an alternate fire, and for the shotgun, it's like a 3 round like pop 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 automatic or like an explosive shot. And
Yeah.
like instead of just being like a 3 round pop 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 after you upgrade a little bit more with one of the many upgrade currencies in this game, um that does different effects, so it becomes more than just 3 shotgun blast like immediate. And to do that, that's like to unlock the first unlock, like to unlock explosive shot or unlock the 3-round burst. You have to find a weapon mod, little drone, little bot thing, and the animation's great because the Doomslayer just takes it, grabs it, and just punches the little drone out of the way. And then once you get one of those, you can then select what upgrade. Like, do I want the explosive shot? Do I want the 3-round burst, or do I want to put on another gun that I had that has alternate 2 different modes of alternate fire? And yeah, that's about it. And like you can forever ignore a weapon and upgrade it if you want to. Yeah, it just depends on if you find them all. And if you find them all, you'll have all the upgrades. If not, but yeah, then there's like a different upgrade point currency, and I can't remember the name of this one, but like this one comes from like if you're finding a lot of secret areas, like you'll get 1 or 2 of these points. When you complete a level, if you've killed all the demons in the level, you'll get 5 or some kind of rating based on how many demons you've handled. There's another way to get the optional objectives. So each level, once you get like the level 3, you get like optional objectives where it's like glory kill a possessed human by targeting the right leg. And it's something like that. Or like the imps, I forget, are they called imps in this? The ones that throw like
I think so.
Yeah, like the imps. It's like glory kill, get 5 different glory kills on an imp, and you're like, what's a different glory kill? Oh, it's just you targeting different aspects of their body or whatever.
Right.
There's weird stuff like that. There's like get 5 multi kills with 1 shot in the super shotgun. There's like stuff like that. Those get you that currency though to upgrade the different aspects of your like explosive shot or your 3-round burst. And again, that carries out throughout the entire gun roster. That sounds complicated. It's really not that complicated. It's just there's a lot of different upgrade systems because you have the Predator tokens. You have I feel like there's one more I'm forgetting. Oh, the Argent orbs that you crush that upgrade your health, ammo, or armor.
Health and, no, that's a good summary of the weapon upgrade system, which that's a new thing for Doom. Like there were not I guess I don't know about Doom 3 specifically. I don't remember enough of that game.
Doom 3 is just an outlier.
But this one, I don't remember there being upgrades for weapons prior to that. You just kind of got the new weapon and that was it. I tend to stick. I did it the last time. I did it this time. I tend to stick with the shotgun, the first shotgun you get. The super shotgun's great, but I think it's just called the combat shotgun. I'd swap between that and the heavy assault rifle. But to your point too, like depending on what you're up against, you kind of do have to swap around. And there's also like, I feel like availability for certain ammo versus others, depending on the gun. Like the Gauss cannon is not like something you're going to be able to constantly use throughout a run.
Nope, that's going to stay in your back pocket most of the game.
Yes. As is the BFG. Did you like the BFG in this game? Do you like how you get it?
I've always liked how this game handled the BFG.
It was so good. Like you get to that sector in the facility, like the BFG research sector or whatever. Yeah, it's such a good thing, and like being able to test it out with just the wait, like it's so good. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about it than that. I really it's a perfect weapon.
It's a giant. I guess it plays or it shoots like the other Doom games. I never got far enough in them to tell you to compare.
Oh wow, okay.
But like I guess it shoots out that giant orb and just like takes out things in its warpath or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily clear a room when you shoot it though. Like it's careful aiming is required. Like you just can't like shoot it at your feet Like it might kill
Oh
the
yeah,
the,
you
the,
can
the
screw this up for
yeah,
sure.
you might kill the demon in front of you, but you're not getting like the two barons of hell down the hall.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you need to practice. I think one thing. Now we'll come back to that when we talk about level design. Um, or maybe it's time to talk about level design. Let's talk about level design. um, talking about like down a hall, like this game has a ton of variety of, I think, like these like sprawling maps with like a beginning and end destination, but all of these like little pocket arenas like condensed inside. They're all different shapes, they're all different sizes, there's different configurations. Um, and it's one of those things where Doom 1 was like so revolutionary in terms of level design. So meticulously designed, so many secrets, so many things that unlock when you trigger something, like all of these like just smart intelligent designs that like in some, I don't know, some of the best ones, like you just find something that loops back around on itself and you're like back where you started in a way, like kind of not unlike the Dark Souls like loop of things where you're
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm look where I am. Um, to the point where like games in that first, or I'm sorry, levels in that first game, like people who are way into Doom, like know exactly, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
could say the name of a level, they know exactly which one you're talking about. They know exactly the beginning and end, all that whole route of it. Um, and this one I think like brings that into a new dimension because there's not a lot of verticality in the original Dooms, but this one you're jumping, you're moving, you're up, you're down, you're in and you're out. I just super impressive top to bottom. Is there one that you have a the favorite one that stands out? Is there a level that you're like, man, this one just felt good? Or maybe if a level's too big, is there like a combat scenario you recall that's really like that's the one?
Uh, not I wouldn't say there's a favorite. I think I like the design of this game kind of from just equally from beginning to end. Um, I think the only one that's like a touch disappointing is the last level, and I think it's more so not the level design itself, but it's just the flow of that level.
Yeah.
Um, but besides that, like like they mix up their arenas a lot. There is a level of verticality in some of them. There's like real verticality in some of them. Some of them are flat. Um, I think of early on, I think it's either in the in one of the UAC facilities, but it's like there's like this bottom layer that has just like lava and just a bunch of like just railing, like just pathways that are suspended with railings. Some of them are broken or whatever, so you're kind of hopping around. But you also have this bottom layer that adds like the verticality aspect to it, and then there's like in the corner there's like a jump pad that sends you back up to the top. Um, like I don't like it mixes it up because like you don't ever see like an arena like that again until maybe when you revisit the area come because this game does the Halo thing in a different way, but kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, like you don't like see a repeats of these arena designs. Like it's something different each time, a different wrinkle or a different just like it's a longer corridor or it's like not as wide or it's like just something always changes. Um, and for something that's so repetitive, because really this game is walk, find the arena, big duel, overcome it, walk, arena, kill, overcome it. And
Yeah.
that is the formula of this game. And for something that just does that time and time again, it never feels repetitive.
No, not at all. That like it's still just fun. And again, like returning to it again and again and again, like it's still just there's a flow to it. There's like a natural, especially once you're like in the game. Like I'll admit this time around I said like starting off I was like, "Oh shoot, is it not as good as I remember it being?" And it took me a bit to get there, but once you get in it, and I think that's as a returning player who's not played it in a long time. My memory of this game is that you're just like flying the whole time, and I think I'm thinking more of Eternal than I am of Doom. Just because of the like aerial movement. but in this you're moving a lot. But yeah, once I got in it, it was a lot better. I also recently have been playing Doom 93 Doom a bit, and what I was doing in that felt a lot faster than 2016 on first return too. So that was a little like, man. But no, this one it just feels good. Um, I liked then and I like now going back to hell or going into hell generally. Like the fact that you get to do that. I think narratively it's cool the way that the story just kind of goes to get you there. Like it's just rad. Um,
Yeah, I
that connection
I
between
even like the
Mars and hell.
I even like the beat with Hayden, where like he's behind that door and he like cuffs you with the tether thing. He's like, and it's like again we're talking about like the cutscenes getting in the way, but I do like that line of like, uh. I figured I'd do this forcefully because I figured if I'd ask, I wouldn't have gotten the response I wanted. So, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, but like but that tether thing pulling you, like sending you back in, sending getting you out, and all that stuff. Um, yeah, it's well done. It's well done.
Um, what are glory kills and why do they rule?
I don't know, but every game that's tried to like implement this has always felt a half second too long. I'm waiting for the game that does it right again.
They really did nail it like so perfectly. And the execution, what is it on PC? Because I'm used to the right stick click, but I forget the PC input. Is it just Q or something?
F. I remapped it.
Okay,
I put
cool.
it mouse button 5 because that's always my melee button in
Okay,
other
okay.
games. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's F by default.
But it's just a key, boom,
Mm,
hit that. I
yeah.
couldn't remember if it was like a right click thing or yeah. Um yeah, I mean they're cool. Like they right off the bat, like as soon as you get a gun, like one of the next thing they teach you is how to do the glory kill. Um and they just work all the way through. Like even up to like some of the big enemies, like when you finally get them like downed to a point where they're glowing and you can pull one off, it's like it just feels so
And
rad.
they make those
Um
ones that half second longer to give the extra
like
gratification that like you
I get it.
overcame this asshole.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite like glory kill or enemy to perform one on?
Is it the Barons of Hell where you take the horn and
Horn.
then you like shove it back into their face?
Yeah.
And again, it's like
That's
that extra half second longer just to admire the kill because those things are a son of a bitch.
yeah. That's a good one. I'm always a fan of the Cacodemon glory kills just because you've got to like jump at them a bit to do it. That's fun.
Yeah, even the possessed soldiers though, like just ripping
Yeah,
the
it's
leg
still tight.
off, just beating them with it or whatever.
Yeah.
They're all well done, and just the
Do
attention
you
to
have a
detail. Just so many of them on each character, and you may never see or character each enemy, and you may never see every one in one playthrough if you're like not thoughtful about
yeah, if
how
you're
you
not
approach them.
meticulous or yeah, you're probably right. Do you have a favorite enemy from the game?
I like the enemy themselves. I've always been a big fan of the oh shit, what's the Revenant. I knew it was an R. The Revenant
Oh
is
yeah.
cool with the missile launchers and the skeleton. I just, like you start to deal with these enemies so much and you kind of get into your rhythm of like, all right, I see this one. This is usually what I take him out with if I have the ammo or whatever. But I like once this game has kind of played its hands with the enemies, just like the mix-ups they give you, where you can't deal with something in some way because you have a specter charging you at all times.
Yeah.
I always like the rule of two with the specters. Or the other one you can see, and not just exclusively the specters, but like if one spawns in, there's always a second. Especially when you get to the invisible specters ones, when like, all right, I got the
Yeah.
first kill, where's the second? You're just hoping he's like not right behind you.
Right, right, right.
I like
But
that
those
interaction.
two and the pinky are just like a generally a fun,
Yes, yeah,
you know. Yeah.
yeah. Just the constant charging and like they're so like they look so tough, but they're so easy to take down if you know like if you can get maneuver behind. And it's like double shotgun blast.
Yep. Done. Done. Um. The How about bosses? We got a couple bosses in the game. Any? What's your favorite one? I mean,
They're like
fighter.
underwhelming, but probably it's the toughest one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That double fight is annoying. The double,
Annoying or tough?
a combination of both. What's the name of that? The Hell Guards. Yeah, because you start with the one Hell Guard, you take them down pretty easily, and then surprise, there's two. Um, yeah, it's like crowd control, and because they're both constantly throwing projectiles at you,
Yeah.
it's a little it's like one of the few times you feel on your back foot in this game.
Are there any characters that you feel like were translated pretty cool into 3D for the first time, or at least in this iteration of it? Like for me, the Pinky uh coming over looks really cool. The Imp also looks like way different than like how I would have
Yeah, I would say
imagined the.
for sure the Imp, but I do which oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the ones that float. You just said their names.
Oh, the Cacodemon.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
Cacodemons.
yeah, I do too. Seeing them like in a full 3D.
Mm.
Also, like the way that like they just sort of like arm dangles off of it. Yeah, they're cool. Before we pivot to visuals and sound, what haven't we covered gameplay wise that you want to cover? What hasn't been said about Doom?
Big fan of the rune challenges.
Yeah, I remember like the first time around playing through this game, I did them here and there because I kind of needed to, and like this time I was having more fun because they were, I guess, because I skipped so many of them the first time around,
Mm.
they were like the new part to me. Um, yeah, they're good. Do you want to explain those? You have a favorite one of those, or
I don't. How did I make a note of them? And I don't remember a specific one.
they're
But
generally
no,
just like cool combat challenges that
yeah, no, I was like for
are.
a favorite, but yeah, no, it's like these little things you interact with in the world on the actual like level, and then it takes you to like the little mini stage, and there's like three different arenas that they utilize typically, depending on what your objective is, and it's just something as dumb as like you start off with 3 seconds and you have to kill 15 demons, but like each kill you get of a demon is plus 3 seconds. If you glory kill them, is plus five, and it's stuff like that, little dumb challenges like that. Or like the end ones that start to get tough is like you have 1 health and you have 40 rockets.
Right.
Good luck taking down 10 enemies.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's just stuff like that. But the cool thing is you get these runes and they like kind of go in. They're like perks almost in like a Call of Duty, if you're familiar, for your armor. And some of them are just like your glory kill distance. The distance you need to be from a demon extends out. You like magnetism is one where like you don't have to be right on top of a pickup to grab it. You'll kind of within a certain distance just kind of sucks in. There are other ones that are more useful than magnetism, but like yeah, like that's that's kind of the basis of them. And then each one has like a mastery level to it too by using it so much, which like
Yeah,
for example, the glory kill one, like I think you had to do like 150 glory kills or something like that to
that
master
sounds
it
right.
per se.
Yeah,
And then because you mastered it, that distance kind of doubles on the extension. So then you're really like zipping around the map to get glory kills and getting yourself out of trouble almost at times. But that's just one example of like there's like 10 different ones. It's so wheel. I think it's might be like 12 actually.
maybe 12 seems more fitting for like a there's got to be something demonic there, right? Maybe it's 13.
Mm. But yeah, no, there's that. I was like, wait. So one thing I did forget, I think I mixed up games. I was waiting for that arena that had the weird armor buff, and it never came. So remember, Eternal has certain areas where like you get into the arena and it like comes up like there's a relic, and you can't really kill any enemies until you kill the relic or destroy the relic in the arena, and then you turn the tables and you start destroying demons.
Okay.
I was
Yeah, yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for that and never popped up, and I was like, "Oh, right, that was internal or eternal only."
Um, I'm surprised they didn't have something like that in this one though.
No, they really didn't.
Yeah.
They gave you power ups at times. Like, of course, you had your traditional, like, there's nothing different than the old Doom games, like your quad damage, Berserk, or I mean, Berserk might be new, but like invulnerability and haste, were the four power ups. Berserk's cool. Berserk is just like full on, like you embody, like if
Dude,
you weren't the Doom Slayer before, you're now the Doom Slayer, and you just go and
Berserk
punch
is so
everything.
much fun. Especially in a room where you have like big enemies. Like it's
Yes.
fine like just tearing through imps and stuff like that, but when you've got like a couple of the like mancubuses and
Yeah.
cyber demons,
Yeah.
or not cyber,
Barons of Hell.
yeah, or that, or cacodemons too,
Yeah.
like any of those like
And
meteor.
to the attention to detail of the amount of glory kills in this game, the Berserk, like when you hit something with Berserk, you kind of get like a glory kill animation. Not your
Yeah,
typical glory, a completely different animation for each demon for Berserk.
yeah, it still just rules. This
Uh,
game's just rad.
it's just so well done. It's like it's a diamond in this era of first person shooters, and I think we're still in.
Yeah,
We're still kind
I
of,
think so.
or we're exiting to something. I don't know what like the definitive cutoff would be for this generation.
Yeah, I don't know. We won't know until it's done, right?
Probably.
I guess that's
Where
what we're
everything's
still
cell
in.
shaded and we've figured out, oh, yeah. I don't know. They just build out tech, whatever number we're on, and that thing's a fucking beast. So I don't think they're moving away from that.
No, still bummed they're not making the new Halo on that, but
Oh
um,
yeah, because do you have 64 gigs of RAM laying around for multiplayer? Because that's probably what you would need.
I know, man. Well, speaking of cell shading, this game does not have that. Uh, does this game still look good in 2025?
Yeah, on Ultra, like
Yeah,
yeah, it looks great. Touch red, but like not offensive
yeah,
in a way of like everything from the PS3 360 generation being brown.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that was more of like you could tell it was intentional. Like that's art direction versus.
Also, you're on Mars and then Hell.
uh, Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like they're
exactly. It
red.
should be red, yeah.
Well, we
And
don't
then
know for sure about Hell. Let's be real. But Mars is red.
yeah. Um, I do though. I mean, you had this like going to PC on this, but I remember like doing that for the first time, like, and it just like the frame rate, the resolution, like all of those changes, and like it definitely looked good playing on Series X this time. When I went back to my PS4 save, I'm playing on a PS5, but the PS4 version, even that still looked good. Like
Hmm.
I expected it to look like grainier or something. No, it looked really good. Um, yeah, no, I'm thrilled with it. I think overall enemy designs are really rad. I like all the way all of them look. Um, yeah, I don't know. I the beginning to end. Is there anything else like visually that you want to call out?
No, no, I
I
can't.
yeah,
I
no.
can't think of anything. Um, no, no.
Then maybe we pivot to one of the things that is the loudest that we've not discussed yet in this episode, the soundtrack. Does it still hit?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
I know.
Like it's almost to the point where like not that the atmospheric music in the downtimes of this game,
Yeah.
not that it's not good, but there is something where like you kill that last demon and you hear the transition of the guitar riffs kind of like fade out, and then you're like
Yeah. And
back to
there's
it, and
like
you're
a
like there's like a disappointment almost that like I could take one.
it's
Give me one
over.
more bear in a hell. Like yeah, like it's fine.
Yeah.
We're good. We're in a good. I have 100 health. We're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like from front, like the main theme to the levels, like the atmospheric music. Yeah, it's not like fucking guitar riffs 24/7, but even the atmospheric music's good. Sound like
Yeah.
sound effects, like the guns sound good. Each one sounds different too, unique, and you know what you're shooting without even really looking in a way once you hear them. Like the demons, they all yell and they all screech, but you kind of know that specific bad screech at times. If you like, if there's like
Yeah.
a certain demon you don't want to hear that's behind you. The only thing was those on headphones. Those possessed demons are very loud. Like from like the next room, you can hear them
Oh,
stomping
really?
around. I just don't know. That's the way I've full transparency. You know, some of the shit I was dealing with in my headset for like 3 days. I
Oh,
wonder
yeah.
if I remapped like lows to high or something with what I'm used to in my headset. But this was probably one of the first games I played working through after working through that, so that could have a
Maybe. Yeah. I
um
wasn't playing with headphones when I did, so I don't know.
um. But yeah, no, that minor complaint. Like if anything, I don't mind hearing this stuff a room away instead of not being
Yeah.
able to hear it.
The other thing that's interesting with the soundtrack that I think was part of that No Clip documentary, I don't remember, but there's like so many weird Easter eggs peppered all throughout, not only the audio, but like there's stuff hidden. Like if you use different visualizers to look at the like audio, like
It's so stupid. It's awesome.
there's stuff hit like there's if you one of them like has a picture of Romero's head hidden in it if you look at it during playback, like there's numbers, there's messages, there's things hidden if you like pitch shift the songs. There's all sorts of crazy stuff, which is just super rad. Um, yeah, I don't know, a very cool, weird Easter egg. Uh, that's one I should probably get on vinyl. Or I don't know. Maybe I have it on vinyl. I don't know.
I
That'd
don't.
be a fun one
I don't have it on vinyl.
though.
I've also never really seen it come up either. I feel like some
Yeah, I
vinyls
don't
that
know.
make sense like come up. I see them in my feed somewhere, but not the Doom one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look and see if they have it for sale in the official store. Um, I mean, the other sound piece we normally talk about in these is voice acting and stuff like that. I mean, it was all, it did what it needed to do. It's fine. It's all good. Doom's still good. I think it still holds up. I'm happy that my initial, like, wait a second, was assuaged. And yeah. What do you think this game does better than Doom 93?
It's not fair to say, but like
I know.
the vastness of the levels in terms of just being able to one just jump and aim up like and down.
Mm,
Like there's
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but then two, just again, technical standards, like these levels being so big, it's not a bad thing either in this game, especially with the way they tuck secrets in and whatnot. Um, but yeah, that's just not fair. I feel like Doom 93 holds up with this combat today
Yeah.
if you go back to it.
Um, what does this do better than Eternal?
Um, I don't really remember Eternal that much. I think in hindsight, I think I don't remember it really bothering me too much. I feel like I've said it on air though. Like maybe there was like one too many cutscenes in Eternal as opposed to this game,
Mm,
and
yeah.
Eternal breaks up the gameplay loop a little bit. Um, but that's like the only thing I can remember. I'm sure if I have replayed it, there would be something or some kind of enemy that really pisses me off. You got the shield guys in Eternal. You don't have to deal with here.
Right. Yeah, I do think like generally in this game I'm happier with the I don't know. I mentioned it before. I like the movement in Eternal, but I do remember feeling like I wish it was less vertical. I think I played that game way wrong though, overall. But yeah, I don't. And then yeah, what do you think is missing from Doom?
I haven't brought it up. It's the probably I didn't consider it in my review, to be fair.
Good. Good.
But the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured there's been exceptions to things we've made on this list. I think it's finally time to stop bringing up the multiplayer of this game.
Yeah. I'm with you too. Like I wish it had yeah, something a little bit deeper, but
um yeah, that's like the only thing because I like single player camping is good. It does you retread old ground when you come back from hell, but like it looks different. The whole facility is destroyed. It's a different layout. It's not like you're running through the same corridors or whatever. Um,
yeah.
it's tough, man. Like the minor complaint about boss fights, but
No,
nothing that
yeah,
would like
no.
I've seen worse boss fights in first person shooters. Um,
100%.
the end's weird, but like the end's weird in a different way now because you go right to Eternal where like Hayden's in a different capacity almost. Um yeah, just there's not much to say about that campaign. Um
No,
it's not
I
I
could
guess it's not a
nitpick, but
premium single player campaign, you know?
well, we'll see. So before we rank this, what are you hoping for with the Dark Ages as it comes out in a couple days here?
I I've cheated myself a little bit because I know some of the answers to this. But I hope it plays as fast as these games.
Yes.
That's my concern. But I don't want to say I've like gone off the deep end looking up how this game plays, but in some of the brief things I've seen, like those that play trial that a lot of people went out to id to go play. I've watched a couple of them, and there's a lot of like abilities, maybe not to like run fast or whatever, but like to zip around the arena to hit enemies, and that like is getting you around the arena
Yeah.
or the terrain. So I know of some things that like yeah, you might not move as fast, but you're zipping around, so like the movement's there in a different way.
Yeah.
Um I don't think this game is going to be like the parry fest that it's being made out to be so far, but also if the loop is fun, I'm not going to hate it either if it does turn out to be that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I trust them to make a good, fun video game. So, um, yeah, I hope that like, cause Eternal was different, and I know that enough people complained about it. So I hope they kind of took feedback, but didn't take it too much, right? Because I want them to like stick to their vision and whatever they want it to be. I also hope that this one finally gets there. Like,
Dude,
like
yeah, like I know what you're going for. And
Yeah.
I would have told you no, 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 and then they dropped that trailer, and I'm now like,
Yeah.
we might be going there.
Yeah. Like, because it might have been the no clip thing, or it might have just been us watching random interviews with Marty and Hugo over the years. But like, he, they talked so much about like the id lore and the all of those games and the connective thing, and it's like, man, why are we not doing that? Why are we not? And I thought that's what the Ancient Gods was, and maybe it was, and I feel like no one ever like,
I feel like I would have heard that by now.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, that would have been like a headline that popped up of just like, here's the Quake connection in Doom's Eternals DLC or whatever. But yeah. All right. It's time to rank this thing. The difficult task as it is. You want to throw your number out there first?
Yeah, I can. I have it as. Oh, let me switch it to the. I'll pull it up.
If you want to follow along at home, if you're not watching,
Well, that was the problem.
list.
I didn't change over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have this as the new number 3.
Ooh, wow.
Like the again, I said it a few minutes ago, but like we've taken liberties with ranking some of these games just because we can't get exposure to the multiplayer mode or whatever. I kind of I've taken that approach here. I'm just eliminating the multiplayer, and if I'm ranking it when it's single player, this is as good of a first person shooter as there is out there.
Yeah.
Revisiting this, I don't know if maybe if I would like going back to external, if I would still like it better or not. It has me questioning that mentality again. Probably if I revisit Eternal, I think I still lean that way, but no, I mean this is as good. This is as good as it gets, in my opinion, in first person shooters currently.
Well, I don't disagree with anything you said, but I did put this at number 10.
10. So that would be
10.
between Sekiro
Alone and Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6. Interesting. Don't hate it.
Because for me, I feel like I still like Quake over this. I do like this more than South Park. And I like it more than WarioWare. But then I'm looking and I was like, I don't know. This feels like this should be a top 10 game. So it makes sense that it's in the top 10. But I was like, do I like Sekiro more than this? You know what I mean? Like from the pure concept of it, like all the way through, like as a whole experience, like I felt like I liked Sekiro more. I don't know. And that's why I landed there, but I knew that we discuss. Because I like this over South Park, I like it over WarioWare, I like it over Pokemon. I could make arguments for and against Halo and Quake, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of like that's where I kind of started where you did, right? Like I kind of assumed I was going to be at the top of the list. So I just kind of started around I looked right at Halo. That was like my starting point. I looked right at Halo. I'm like,
yeah.
I personally like this better than Halo.
I think this is a shoot. Yeah.
I like don't disagree with Sekiro, like this being or the Sekiro potentially being a better game. But like I don't know. I don't know. If you put both those games in front of me or like play through one. Oh, by the way, you have to play Doom or Nightmare. And I'd be like, all right, well, I'm getting the Sekiro experience in a first-person shooter. I guess kind of where I think I would be at.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Love Sekiro to death. Just these are two different genres, two different types of games, and I'm just gonna personal preference. I'm gonna pick probably a first-person shooter like this most days.
Is there a
And then yeah, like what you said. I mean, you know my ranking, but like going past Sekiro, I completely agree with you. South Park, yes. WarioWare, yes. For me personally, Pokemon, yes. But again, that's when we start to get back into like preferences of genre and stuff like that. Like critically, I can see where Pokemon.
no? But I think this is stronger than Pokemon because Pokemon has some. Yeah,
And then we come to its
if
direct
we,
comparison.
I know. Oh, that's tough. Quake is so good. Quake's the tough one for me. Halo, I can climb over.
Okay.
I think. Even Halo's tough because Halo's really good campaign, dude.
I I kind of like hinted at this as I was talking about it, like the revisiting levels in 2016.
Yeah,
Halo has that slog. I don't know. Halo has that slog, in like the
it does.
in that 2/3 mark that I always
Yeah,
remember, and it has it has the back to back of like one of the best levels in all of games, with one of the best
yeah,
surprises, with one of
yeah.
the
That
worst
part's
levels ever.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay, is
so
there? So if we climb Halo, do we truly climb Quake? Is there like?
I don't know. I
Is
think
there?
this is a coin flip here. I
It's
just kind
tough.
of went with Doom. Just you really want to know why I put Doom over, or yeah, Doom over Quake? I think I just
Yeah,
like the soundtrack better.
it's fair. I think that's fair.
I just like, and I had the same thing about Quake 2 over Quake, or
Yeah,
vice versa. That like, I like Quake 2's music because it like the sonic boom. It was more like this. It was more like the
yeah,
more guitar heavy, not so much atmospheric. Just like you're in some shit music. um, but no, dude. Like I don't know. I like Quake a lot. I like Quake a lot. I don't. It literally is a coin flip for me. Like I think I could toss it up and be okay with whatever way that coin lands, and it doesn't have to be a Harvey Dent one. It could be a heads or a tails.
I'm
Um,
with you though. Like if we go past Quake, I think it goes over Wii Sports. As solid as Wii Sports is, and like how quintessential that is. Yeah.
I I'm tired of you meeting me all the time. So what? Let's put it below Quake.
Does that feel right?
I told you I could flip a coin, and I think most days I'm gonna flip that coin and be like, all right, that game won today, and be fine with it.
Yeah. It's still look, yeah, I like it. It's disruptive, but it's not the most disruptive that we could do. The new number 5. How does that look?
I
Do you
can't.
have the other version up that you
I
can
can't
see?
have it up. I like how you go. How's that look? It looks fine.
I, I'm just looking at it as I update our spreadsheet where I'm like, yeah,
And like look,
I guess that's
like I know you're like, oh, the look, and like yeah, I see South Park in the top 10 of this list, but like that game's awesome, and I still support that being a top 10 game.
yeah, no, 100%.
I think what happens is games land in a spot and then they get ignored when ranking, and they just get like pushed down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's just what happens, and that's okay.
That's the way it goes. Yeah.
That's how
I
a list
mean,
works.
these things end up stacking. If we were building this list from scratch, just being handed these games all at
Oh, let's
once,
be
it would
completely
look
different.
completely different.
Let's be
Yeah.
completely different.
It's the fact that we're building it week over week that it looks the way it does. And it's such a mess. Blinks may have had a shot. Maybe.
I don't know.
It was
Blinks
good.
is
It was good revisiting it. I'm excited to see how Dark Ages shapes up later this week.
Yeah.
Get my teeth into that one. And then who knows? We might have more in the future. The direct future, though, next week, we are coming directly to you to talk about Brain Age. Train your brain in minutes a day for the Nintendo DS. I'm stoked to talk about that one. The journey it's been all year long, getting smarter, and being able to play on the DS again for. All right. Oh, is this our first DS specific game?
No, the visual novel. What's it? 9 Doors, 9 something.
Oh, no. Yeah. You're right. I think we all play the port of that, but we could have played it on DS.
Oh,
Or
right,
did
that
you play it
was.
on DS? I don't remember. But yeah, no, you're right. You're 100%. That one was there. And when we did
I know what
Luigi's
I did with
Mansion, I
that
played
game.
that on 3DS.
I technically played the Xbox port, but I did it on XCloud or console streaming on my iPad to
Oh,
try to
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
touch experience.
Right, you could do that. I forgot about that. Yeah, good call. So yeah, come back and hang out with us for that one next week. Yeah. Until then, thank you, Matt. Thank you for hanging out, watching, listening. Tell a friend about us. Podcastthefreecheese.com is the email address. We'll see you next week. Bye.